Hey everyone, it's Bodies by Brendan, and I've got a great subject for today's video. I hope you enjoy. Today's topic, I want to talk about cheat meal and why people want to take a cheat meal and what's the whole point of a cheat meal. Now, there's two methodologies really behind a cheat meal. The first of which is, for example, the person has been eating really clean for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month. They've stayed away from their cravings or their favorite foods, and they want to reward themselves with a cheat meal with their, biggie size this and extra that, double toppings this, call the doctor after you eat this meal sort of thing. So that's one reason why someone will want to take a cheat meal, because they want to reward themselves from their dedicated hard work, from abstaining from their whatever dangerous foods that they want to eat. The second methodology behind a cheat meal is for those who want to lose weight, burn fat, and increase their metabolism. This is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. If you want to lose weight, get ripped, even lose an extra 10 pounds, the best way for you to achieve that is by having a ketogenic diet. What is a ketogenic diet? Ketogenic diet is when you eat high proteins, high vegetables, high fat, low carbohydrates. As a result, your body's glucose, your body's glycogen will substantially reduce to almost nothing. In turn, burn fat as a result because it's not getting any fuel from glucose. What is glucose? Glucose is the broken down molecule of carbohydrates. What's a carbohydrate? A carbohydrate is a starchy vegetable like a potato or something that comes in a box. Rice Krispies, pasta, cookies, muffins, bagels, sandwiches, pizza, lasagna, Subway, baked potato, corn chip, hot dogs, stir fry, deep fried chicken wings. So when you eat those carbohydrates, they break down into glucose, our body's form of fuel. What is blood sugar? Blood sugar is the level of sugar or glucose that is in your blood supply being delivered to your muscles and brain and other factors that will use glucose as energy. What is glycogen? Glycogen is a whole bunch of glucose molecules put together. For all you nerds out there, that is called a glycogen polymer. So we've talked about glucose, talked about glycogen. So how does glycogen get stored? Glycogen gets stored in our liver. So when we need glucose, our liver is storing a whole bunch of glycogen, and our muscles store glycogen. So glucose is our immediate source to fuel our body's muscles and activities and whatever doing on a day-to-day basis or exercise or run, we need glucose. What is glycogen's role? Again, glycogen stores combined amounts of glucose in order to supply us when, for example, our body is not getting any glucose. When we're sleeping, or if we haven't eaten any food sources with carbohydrates that break down into glucose, which fuel our body. So if we don't get that, we have glycogen stores as backup to fuel our body as it turns into glucose when needed. What happens if you don't have any glycogen? We need to fuel our body somehow. We need ketone. Fat will fuel our body, but it takes a lot of time to get into that ketogenic fat burning state. That is called ketogenesis. So, Brendan, what does all of this have to do with a cheat meal? If you want to have a cheat meal, you need to burn all of your glucose first, and then you need to burn all of your glycogen secondly. How do you do that? You abstain from eating high carbohydrate foods for at least minimum 2 weeks. As a result, your body's blood sugar levels naturally will eventually go down to almost no blood sugar, but that's going to take time. Why? Because you've been eating like shit for the past 20 years with high carbohydrate foods. Once that happens, you now have glycogen stores stored up with lots and lots of glycogen. You need to burn all of that off. How do you do that? You don't eat high carbohydrate foods. You continue to eat fat, proteins, and vegetables, and the magic word, exercise. Once all of those glycogen stores have been broken down into glucose, once all of that old glucose has been broken down into fuel, then your body has no more glycogen and no more glucose left. What is left? Fat. Fat is left. And that is what will fuel your body, and that is what will make you lose weight. That is called ketogenesis. Ta-da! So if you want to lose weight and if you want to burn fat, if you want to have a cheat meal, you have to ask yourself a few questions. What have I been eating the last 2 weeks? Have they contained any carbohydrates? Because if they have, then you do not deserve a cheat meal. If you have not eaten any carbohydrates, great, good for you. Have you exercised? Because you need to bust ass at the gym 5 days a week, sweat dripping down your face in order to break down all of those stores of glucose. Once that has been achieved, congratulations, you deserve your first cheat meal. Why do you want to eat a cheat meal? Well, there's benefits to these cheat meals. All right, let me explain why. So you're already at this certain percentage of body fat, and you've been dieting, you've been depleting of your carbohydrates, your blood sugar level is very, very low, and your glycogen stores are very, very low. So you're at a plateau. And this is when you have your cheat meal. Your cheat meal will spike your blood sugar and will definitely create an influx in glycogen stores. So you're going to go up here for a little bit. And then you're going to use all of that energy at the gym because you got to exercise. And then it's going to go down quite dramatically in the weeks to come. And then eventually you'll plateau again at that certain level of fat. But again, you've depleted your glycogen stores. So what do? Week 2 or another week after that, you can have your next cheat meal. Your next cheat meal will spike your blood sugar, it will spike your glycogen stores, but you're going to exercise again, so that will dramatically go down again into the next percentage of fat, and so forth. And that is why you have a cheat meal, to deplete all of your glycogen stores